As what's going on, it is Chris here once again looking ahead to today's 3-game slate for Tuesday, October 15th. Hopefully you guys all had a pretty good Monday. I kind of predicted it. AD and LeBron weren't going to play, and hopefully you guys capitalized on that. We came up a little short. We honestly got screwed by foul trouble. I don't know if you guys did. We had Jokic. He absolutely sucked. Then we had Jackson Jr., obviously, for Memphis. Foul trouble for him, and he just couldn't get going. We also had Booker, and he had early foul trouble, and then he just sucked as well. Alex Caruso, I thought that would be a good spot with no Rondo, no AD, no LeBron. Well, no, he sucked too. So it was just one of those days, man. We had a lot of big stars out there, and we still barely lost, I think, in 50-50s by 2 points with almost every single one of our guys getting in foul trouble. So, yeah, it sucks. It happens, but, I got to move on. It's really early in the season, so, stuff like that happens. But, it is what it is. Got to move on. So, as normal, for only $15 for the rest of the preseason, only got a couple days left. Would love to have you guys come join us to get in on it. Check out our Twitter in the comment section below. And also, we have regular season monthly and the season pass up for you guys as well if you want to get in on it. Just message us on Twitter, and we'll get you all set up. So, that is all for that. We got a 3-gamer today. Once again, I keep telling you guys, really repetitive, but check the news before lock. A lot of things can happen. And let's get into it. So we're going to look at the Minnesota side here of this Minnesota-Indiana game. I do expect Indiana to play a lot of their starters like they have been, anywhere from 27 to 30 minutes in this one. So to see what's going on with Minnesota. They have not pushed any of their starters more than, 22 minutes, I think? I mean, there's something around there. They just don't push them at all. They have one more game left after this one. They played 2 days ago against a overseas team, and they only played their starters 9-10 minutes. So I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on with Minnesota. Obviously, they just don't want to play their guys. Makes sense. These games are useless, don't matter. I got Carl Anthony at 31. If we get word he's going to play 18 minutes, I'm probably not going to play the dude, even though, he's still productive in the minutes. We saw what he did a couple days ago against Phoenix in limited minutes. I'll probably lower him a little bit, but if we get some weird news that they're going to play their guys, 20, 24 minutes, probably play some AD. But that's what I got right now. Wiggins, 7,100. This guy just sucks so bad. His shot is terrible. If he's not on early, he's kind of screwed. And if he's playing these limited minutes, he's not really going to get in a groove if he starts off slow. Jarrett Culver, for sure, one of the top plays for me. Playing 25, 30 minutes, about 25 minutes off the bench. So I got to put him in there. Napier could be an interesting option. Not going to play a ton of minutes, but definitely productive in his minutes. Naz Reid, I think could be an interesting spot if Towns is limited once again on his minutes. His last real game against the NBA team, he had 13 points, 12 rebounds, or something around there. Anyway, if you guys don't know anything about him, he was really good in the summer league, and he got a contract with Minnesota. So, dude ain't going to play a lot, maybe 13, 14, 15 minutes, if that. But, he's kind of like a Boban, where he can play 10 minutes and get you 20 points. So, GPP only for me. Trevon Graham, I don't mind him if he starts. He started last game, had 17 minutes. Hopefully they put his minutes up because, he's trying to fight for a job here. And, it's either him or Josh Obogie over here, and I think looks like Graham's going to win it. So I got him at 16, nothing too high, but it's still that's 4.6 times value. I really like Trevon Graham here, so I'm probably going to put him in there. Covington, he's cheap, so if you need someone, you can look at him. Both him and Layman are cheap, but they're both kind of the same guy where they're not playing a lot of minutes this preseason. But Layman, actually more than Covington, is having a little bit better preseason than he is, but he did come off the bench last time out. So they're both kind of in the same boat, I guess. Jake Layman, if you had the pick, but Covington, I don't know. He even said a couple days ago he's not really himself right now. They're so dang cheap. I mean, even if you get 12 or 13, you're not looking too bad. So if you need to save some salary, you can definitely look at these two. And then you got Teague. I mean, I had him at 13. I don't know why it's not on there, but maybe look at him. Like I said, if we get word Minnesota, they're going to play 20, 25 minutes. Got to lock Jeff Teague there, Covington, even though they've been trashed so far. If they're going to get that many minutes, they're easily going to outdo their $3,500 salary. So that's it for the Minnesota side. So Minnesota definitely got to watch and make sure that they're going to play some guys. So anyway, on the Indiana side, I think this is where I'm going to stack for sure. I'm probably going to have a 4-man Indiana stack. Like I said, they're playing like it's a regular season game. 27, 30 minutes is awesome for sure. So yeah, I mean, I love all these guys. I don't have McConnell, but I don't mind him if you need someone cheap. He probably gets you about 17, 18. Lamb and Brogdon, I love both of those guys. Lamb, I'm a little skeptical, but it looks like his shot's a little bit better this year, so don't mind him. And Brogdon, obviously, he acts as the point guard. He's going to get you like 8 points, 9, 10 rebounds. So both these guys are solid. I got them a little low. You can definitely knock them up a little bit. I'm just a little cautious with them right now. If we get official word they're going to play big minutes again, I'll probably put their points up a little bit higher. So both those guys are in play for sure. Warren scored 17 points his last game, but he didn't have many rebounds or assists, so I do expect that to change a little bit here. As we know, Warren is always a pretty good scorer, and he gets a couple rebounds as well. So I like Warren once again. I think he's in a solid spot, only $5,500. And it's a bonus up there. Oh, actually, his price is not up there. I got him at 28. Easily can do that. You got to lock him in there. And then you got Turner, had 5 blocks, so he's an especially good play on FanDuel since you get 3 points a block instead of 2 on TK. So Turner, once again, he's not expensive. I love him. So I didn't put projections on any of these other guys. I'm just mostly focusing on the starters in this one. So yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, probably 3-4-man stack for Indiana. Like I said, if they keep with their ways of 27 to 30 minutes in this one. So for sure, Indiana is what I'm doing today. So this Detroit here, this is going to be interesting what they do. Detroit does play tomorrow. They have a back-to-back. So Drummond hasn't sat yet, I don't think. So they're either going to sit him today or tomorrow, and that's kind of vice versa. Same thing there with Blake Griffin. Didn't play last game. So is he going to play tonight and then rest tomorrow, or is he going to play both of them, which I don't know if he will. So Detroit, big question mark for me. Thankfully, all these games lock at the same time, so we will have news on what's going on. So I got Drummond at 31. If he does play, by far the best center on the slate, pending if Towns plays big minutes. Towns for sure is a GPP play with his limited minutes because, as we saw, he can go off. Drummond is for sure the safer cash play if his minutes are there. So, yeah, definitely check in on Detroit and see what they're doing with their guys here. And then I already mentioned with Griffin, if he doesn't play, Christian Wood is a solid play. Maybe look at Morris off the bench. Not really into those guys. Bruce Brown has been solid so far. So if Griffin or Drummond sits, that's a little bit more usage for him. Same as Luke Kennard. Probably only going to play these guys if one of those big boys sits. So yeah, I really don't mind both of those guys. And then for sure, Jackson, he's always an iffy guy for me. I always suck picking him. I got him low at 20 just because, as I said, don't know if they're if they're going to play or not. But if he plays, probably have him at 23, 24. He's risky just because he's just so up and down, but I don't mind him. He's been pretty good here this preseason. Moving on to D-Rose, been getting around 20, 22 points. I don't mind him. 20, 22 minutes. I don't mind him. He's still 3,500, and I think he's definitely worth a look here tonight. So Rose and Jackson, don't mind those two, and Brown and Luke Kennard, depending on what's going on with the Detroit news. Moving on to Philly. This is their last – no, it's not their last game. Sorry, this other team. Not one of their last games. I think it's their second to last. Anyway, I don't mind Simmons a little less productive with Joel Embiid. Sorry, don't mind him, but I don't think he has a ton of upside in this one. Who else are we looking at? Small forward. Don't mind Harris or Richardson. We'll probably bump up Richardson just a little bit here against Detroit. But both those guys are solid options. If you had to pick, definitely would pick Richardson. That's just me. But both of them in play. And then Joel Embiid going to be probably limited in his minutes as normal, maybe as probably 18 minutes or so. But like I said, if we get word he's going to play more, which I don't think he will, but I don't mind Joel Embiid. I got him at 28.5. He's just so expensive, and I don't know. I mean, if he gets 18 minutes, he can put up some points, but I don't know if he's really worth that much. And Al Horford probably not going to touch him. So Simmons and Embiid, maybe a couple shares in them. And that is mostly it. Richardson over Harris if you had to pick, but both of them are in pretty good spots here against Detroit. So this game's a question mark game for me. I have to leave that one for a little bit. Moving on, Boston and Cleveland. This is Boston's last game. Tatum is not traveling with the team. He is sick, so I don't think he's obviously not going to play. So this could be a dress rehearsal like we saw with the Kings last night where they played a ton of minutes. We could see that with Boston. We'll have to see what Stevens does. He may push his guys because they were all limited to around 15, 16 minutes last game. So he might be preparing them for this one here. If we get word they're all systems go, got to fire these dudes up. Don't mind Cantor coming off the bench with no Tatum. That definitely helps out Daniel Theis a little bit. I still don't think he plays a lot of minutes. 12, maybe 14 points, but he's not too bad. He's going to get a ton of rebounds for sure. I don't mind Hayward. I know Hayward's Hayward, man. This guy's always up and down. But no Tatum there. He might be a little more aggressive here. He's going to have to be. So I don't mind Hayward. Like I said, he's always a touchy guy for me. I'm always on him on the good times, or he's always bad. Same thing with Brown. Same thing. Dude's been good for 2 games. He's in a good spot against Cleveland. He's probably going to play, like I said, 25 minutes or so. But Brown's Brown. He's either going to do good for you or absolutely suck. And that's just happened to be too many times with Brown. So, yeah, an interesting play with Brown. Smart. You can look at him if he gets to start. I don't mind him. Langford is out, so that might help Smart a little more. And then Walker, another guy like Brown, where he's either on or he completely sucks. So this Boston team is going to be really interesting this year. We'll have to see how they do without Tatum, because as we know, Tatum is one of the better playmakers for sure, and shoots the ball a lot, gets a lot of attention. So we'll have to see what Cleveland does here against Boston. But one of the teams that could be playing almost 25, 30 minutes, so I don't mind him. But like I said, definitely watch Brad Stevens and see what he does. And moving on to the Cleveland side, I really don't care for these dudes. They got annihilated last game against Boston, and they're doing the same thing. They're not playing their guys a ton of minutes. I really don't even know where to go, to be completely honest. You can look at Garland if you want, Porter. I really don't have any of these guys. I don't. Maybe you can look at Larry Nance. Maybe Tristan Thompson here. Probably Thompson, probably my favorite play if you had to pick. If you don't want to go with any of these big boy centers, I think your safest bet is Thompson here at $5,100. So that's mostly it. I don't have much from this Cleveland side. I just don't think they're going to do a lot, and they're, like I said, they're all sharing minutes quite a bit. So, just do a little bit of a recap. I'll just show you some of my guys. As normal, these points go up and down throughout the day. So we got Turner as my favorite play, Tristan Thompson, and his Cantor, Drummond, and Towns. Like I said, Towns will fluctuate depending on how much he plays. Drummond as well will fluctuate if he sits or if Griffin does sit. And like I said, but I'm probably just going to go with Turner. I think he's your safest pick and probably going to play a ton of minutes. Power forward area, once again, Sabonis. I got Naz Reid here at 14. If you need to punt with him, you can. As you see, power forward is really not that great today. So you can, if Griffin plays, I guess go Griffin, but there's not much going on here. I'll add a little bit to Vonleh and guys like this, etc. Especially Wood if Griffin's out. Probably Wood is going to be a top play if Griffin is out. Small forward, Warren, don't mind him. Richardson, I probably pick Richardson over Hayward. That's just me. I think he's a little bit safer than Hayward, but Hayward probably going to play maybe a little bit more minutes, but I'm personally going to go Richardson here. And then you got Covington and Layman at a bare minimum. But if we get word maybe Minnesota plays a little bit, I'll bump them up. And then we got Harris down there. So I think Warren and probably Richardson / Hayward is going to be my combo at small forward. Shooting guard, we got Trevon Graham, depending if he's starting or not. I do like Oliver for sure coming off the bench. Personally, would probably go Culliver over Graham just because we know his minutes are there, and he's doing pretty good coming off the bench there. And once again, I don't mind Brogdon or Lamb. I know they're a little bit lower, but I'll probably change their projections up a little bit. So I love both of those guys, Brogdon and Lamb. If you want to go both of them, don't mind them. If you can't get them, I guess Lamb and Culliver, if that's the way you're going there. If you can't get Culliver, probably go down to Graham. I mean, there's so many options out there. If Griffin sits, Bruce Brown, Luke Kennard, I mean, a ton of options. Hopefully I'm not confusing you too much. And then we got D Rose. I'm probably not going to play Sexton. Probably go Rose Simmons, I guess, or probably put in Walker if we get word his minutes are going to be up there. But it's going to be an interesting slate. As I tell you guys all the time, I love West Coast games, and these are all East Coast teams. So, yeah, not going to be the fastest games. I mean, we might do all right. I mean, obviously Minnesota, but they're playing East Coast. So, yeah, should be an interesting one. I think there's going to be a lot of news that breaks here today. Sorry I'm so repetitive with the Detroit news, but I just got to stress it that something's probably going to happen over there. So that is mostly it. So, yeah, stack Indiana, maybe a couple Boston guys, and see what's going on with Detroit and in Minnesota, and you should be good to go. So that is it. As normal, if you want to come join us, $15 for the rest of the preseason. To get in on it, check out our Twitter in the comment section below. Would definitely love for you guys to come join us and, win some money with us. So that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. We will be back here for Wednesday. And, hopefully you guys have a good Tuesday. And if you like the video, leave a like. I do appreciate it quite a bit. And, thanks for watching. All right, guys. See you a little bit